How do you feel about your first few sections?
Really good. Obviously cautiously optimistic. There's a lot of really good signs about what we can be. The energy and the spirit has been off the charts. The intensity in practices and guys pushing each other and being willing to pull for each other and listening to each other has been really good. Obviously we got a long way to go with all the details and execution pieces, but I feel good.
Coach, when it comes to defensive end of the floor, how do you typically measure the success? Do you look at that percentage that you hold your opponent to? Is there a certain point you want to be at, come the first?
First metric is wins and losses. The second metric on that end of the floor is the overall defensive rating, which I think factors in how much you're fouling, are you forcing turnovers, field goal percentage, what types of three and what types of shots you're giving up. That's the main one for me is the defensive rating.
LeBron and Jared were held out of practice today, or at least not full participants. What went in that decision?
Just common sense. I'll meet with the medical team every day, and we've got some experienced vets on this team that we're not going to overdo it with those guys in September. It'll be day to day. It's not a long laid out plan. I'll just continue to meet with the medical team, and sometimes I'll go to the medical team and say, hey, you know what? It's day 3. We've had 3 practices in the last 2 days. It's going to be a lot, for these guys. With sore muscles, let's be smart. Yes.
Are there other players who might be sort of on that list of guys? I mean, Dwight, Rondo.
Yeah, everybody over 30. Yes, you guys can have off whenever you want.
When you deal with a veteran group like this, what's the learning curve? How quickly do we get stuff installed in a way that you like?
It's better than any team I've been a part of. Guys pick things up quickly. There's really very little that I'm going to introduce that they've not seen already. It's just, this is what we're going to call it. This is how we're going to do it. And everybody locks in and goes out and tries to execute it.
Do you expect them to be able to get pretty deep into all different by the end of camp?
I hope so. Yeah, we'll move it as far along as we can at the right pace to make sure we're not skipping steps and making sure we're building it the right way. So you don't want to introduce so much and not execute any of it. You want to just make sure you're doing it at the right pace.
Frank, you've talked about the physical style of way you want this team to play. That was what Indiana was kind of known for. How close do you want the styles of play to mirror each other? Do you want them to be comparable with?
Well, I want us to be physical. It's a different type. The way we played in Indiana was a lot about being a power post offense team, dumping it inside and beating people up that way. I don't really envision us being that type of offensive team. We'll be a 5-out team that plays with the space that most of the league is benefiting from. But there's physicality pieces that that we want in place with this team. How aggressive we're going to be on the basketball, how we're going to screen with physicality but legally. Our box outs, I want to really hit people and make sure it's a street fight on the glass. Those pieces translate to me over into just being a winning basketball team. But it's not going to be so much about the power post offense. But obviously we will play through LeBron and AD a lot down there.
You stopped the scrimmage to kind of talk about the importance of defending without fouling at the rim. How often are you doing it? How often are you stopping scrimmages like that? And what kinds of things are you emphasizing overall for this team?
Sometimes I make mercy teaching points, when the guys' tongues are hanging out and they're tired, and I'll just blow the whistle to teach them something to give them a break so the guys are not dying out there. I don't try to stop it too much. I want them to be able to play the game. And look, a lot of this is just get them in 5-on-5 settings so they can learn each other as quickly as possible. So you try not to stop it too much, but teaching these guys to play the game without fouling is a big part of winning basketball. So I'll make points there.
It seems like you've done kind of a lot of 5-on-5 scrimmages for early portion of camp. Was that a philosophy with this group in particular, or something you've done in Indiana and Orlando?
I always want to do that, but probably more so with this group. I knew if I just introduce some general structure, the guys will pick it up quickly, and then they can start playing and figuring it out themselves out there.
Coach, with a guy like Jared Dudley, who appears to know his role, does it with such enthusiasm, what does that do for you as a coach, especially with this group?
Well, the enthusiasm piece obviously helps your culture, but his IQ, you know, and his knowledge and, you know, ability to, you know, see what we're doing and make it better like an assistant coach would. But also the ability to, you know, just mentor, you know, some of the other players, young guys and old guys, about like, hey, you know, you can do this a little bit better, you do that a little bit better. And, you know, what you want is you want guys that can do that but can still go out and play. You know, and Jared still goes out and gets the job done and practices what he preaches, so to speak. So he's going to be an invaluable member for us.
Just nice. So is getting into this much 5-on-5 this quickly kind of a luxury as a coach, the exception?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a luxury. The guys will pick things up quicker, and you have to, you know, do less hand holding with the, you know, that you have to do with a younger team. So it's definitely a benefit.
Can a trip to China help you guys in terms of players getting to know each other, or is it pretty?
I think it can definitely help. The mindset is going to be to build and achieve togetherness throughout the year. You know, not just talk about it, but work towards it. And, you know, a trip to China is a great opportunity to spend time with each other and intentionally get to know each other and try to bond. It's about time. You know, I think it's great for athletes that are playing NCAA basketball or any sport really to be able to make money off of their own likeness. To me, it's common sense. It's something that's been neglected over the years, and I think they finally got it right.
Do you sort of have any relevant memories from your time at Kentucky of guys who you thought they should have been making $1 off their name or image?
For me, they had to wait till they were seniors and graduated or eligibility was up. And, you know, we did something called barnstorming in Kentucky, where once the players were done, you know, they'd go on tour. You know, the graduating players would go play with some of the student managers, myself, and some of the other guys, and just go to local high school gyms around the state of Kentucky and, you know, just earn some money that way. But you shouldn't have to do stuff like that. You know, I think they have, you know, they should have the right to earn money off their likeness, and you know, hopefully we've now got it right.
Could you have made money off your likeness when you were playing days?
$0. No one would pay me to do anything.
Last two questions, please.
With your coaching staff, is it starting to get to a point where you guys are developing roles, like so-and-so is working on defense, so-and-so is working on offense, or is everyone kind of empowered to chip in on anything?
Everybody's empowered to chip in on anything. You know, I have asked certain coaches, without getting too into detail, to keep more of a mind on the offensive end, and, you know, or more of a mind on the defensive end. But everybody's doing everything right now.
What does the veteranness of the coaching staff kind of do in this process as well? Talk about the players. What does it mean for the coaching staff?
Well, you got a lot of knowledge, and I asked those guys all to check me and make sure that I'm teaching everything the right way and putting everything in at the right pace. And you know, when you got guys that have been head coaches before, you got a lot of almost on a daily basis. How did you do it? You know, how did you do your practice plan? How did you do your two-a-days? You know, all those types of things. The head coach makes you know, 100 decisions every single day, and to be able to have that quality of soundboards is really valuable.